Hey, this is Ryan Fowler, and we're running back coach at the University of Alabama, Coach Burton Burns. Coach, what's practice been like this week for you?
Well, I think it was a quick turnaround from playing the game last Monday night, and but we tried to do we had to understand that this is just a regular game week. We go through the season. It's like unlike the bowl preparation, you had extra time, so we just tried to make it like it was just like a game during the season, and just followed the routine. Didn't try to change anything. All right, because it's a normal week for us, and that's what we mean by normal week, meaning that we just came off like extra preparation time for the bowls, so we just turned it right back around and got the guys going, just like we did like after we played a regular season game.
Coach, when you look at this offense, where do you think that you guys can use the biggest improvement or the most improvement?
Well, I just think, this. I think the obvious things that we continue to work on is that, just consistency and, in the red zone. I mean, that's some things that we've tried to emphasize all year, we've kicked field goals. We've always just working on scoring touchdowns now. So that's probably been our biggest challenge down the stretch.
Coach, when you help us understand, I know you're not going to give us any game plan, but how is that worked into it with Coach Saban and the offensive staff, and how is that implemented? I know Sunday's a big day for the game plan study, and you kind of focus on what you guys would like to do. Obviously, a little shorter time this week. How is that game plan implemented, and how is that presented to the players?
Well, I think it's just like the routine. We all have a comfort zone. We're used to doing things a certain way every day of the week, if you will. So we try to prevent it like Sundays is their off day. Mondays we have a plan on, one, physically getting them back, getting their legs back on them. But we also have some things that we want to accomplish game plan wise. Like, we'll do some base things like 7-on-7 with emphasis on certain areas of the field. We do that every Monday, all right? So whatever zone we in, we do that. Or even, stuff that our base runs that we know we're gonna run every week. All right, so we do that on Monday. Tuesdays and Wednesdays is a little tougher practice, But even though everybody understands that, so it's the same routine. So we're on Tuesdays, we're gonna work certain areas of the field, whether it's team run or whether it's first and 10 situations, second and long situations, And and also we start trying to implement the goal line and short yardage back. So those routines don't change. So you understand what I'm saying? The opponents change, but the routine don't change from week to week. It's not a camera, man.
No. So Bo, you ask your coach one question that you want to know.
But it's not a. I'm not going to answer that, so he wastes his time.
But speaking of that, let me ask you, and obviously you look at your running backs. One of the common things that we're told, we talk to guys like Derrick Henry, Kenyon Drake, Mark Ingram, guys that have played for you and had a lot of success, or even the guys that maybe didn't have as much success as they would like. They always say one thing, that you're a father figure. And because I always ask myself, why do you play so hard for Coach Burton Burns? And they always go back to your character, and that they look at you like a father figure. Is that something you just try to strive to do?
Well, it started. I've said this before. It started with my dad. My dad was the original coach of the family. He was a football coach, and he would take my brothers and I with him, we'd tag along with him to go to practice and be around those guys. And one of the things that you couldn't help but see is how they responded to him, and how he was always fair with them. And it was more than just the game of football. You could visibly see that he cared for those guys, and he made a difference in their life. So when I first decided to coach, that was the part I knew that already because that was my experience growing up. So I thought, just watching my dad, that was part of the deal. And we wanted to treat these guys are more than just football players. more and more these days now, with more and more publicity, So everybody have this perception of the guys, but it's still just like your kids and my kids, and they need nurturing. They need direction. They want direction. They need guidance. So, to me, that was, and I naturally came by that from growing up with my dad.
How rewarding is that, though? Like when a player comes back and says, Coach Burns, you changed my life. This 4 years that I spent with you, that changed my life. From recruiting them high school, developing them as a player, watching them have success.
That's more rewarding than them winning a football award, because that's going to last for life. All right, so that's again, I always remember when guys were knocking on my dad's door 10, 15 years later, and they were, you could tell they appreciated what he did for them. So you could tell that he felt good about them doing good. That they're doing good way after football was over with. So that's probably the most rewarding thing I get out of this game right now.
Thank you, Coach. I really appreciate it.